Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you've ever felt like your voice didn't matter, like your story wasn't worth sharing, you're not alone. At the Empowerography Live in-person conference this year, we brought together voices from around the world, women who chose to stand up, speak out, and share stories that changed lives. And here's the truth. Your voice matters too. If you've ever felt that pull to share your story as a guest on a podcast, to start your own podcast, or step into your power, this isn't random. It is your invitation. Head over to empowerographypodcast.com and see how you can turn your voice into impact, because your story isn't just yours. It's someone else's survival guide. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest is Maisie Lovett. She is a trauma healer, a holistic wellness mentor for high-achieving women who look successful on the outside but feel disconnected, depleted, or stuck in survival mode on the inside. Welcome, Maisie. How are you today?
Hello. Fabulous. That's always my fabulous. Thanks.
I love it.
Should I be wearing one? Maybe that's what we should be wearing for this.
Thank you so much for taking and making the time to be here with me today. I am so excited to have you and to jump in and to share all about the beautiful light you put out into the world through the work you do, a little bit about your story, your journey, all the things, Maisie. So with that being said, let us jump right in. Now, most people who get into and do this type of work and want to help others, there was a catalyst moment in their lives that led them down this path. What was that particular moment for you, and why is this work so personally important to you? Why have you decided to make this your mission?
So if we back up a little bit before that. I was a personal trainer and have been for over 12 years. Still hold my license today, just not a name we call ourselves because the identity has shifted. So doing that, I was in and out of bodybuilding, thought that was going to be the space of the name for myself, right? And just that's what we enjoyed. And over some time there, I remember in 2019, I went on a trip with one of my girlfriends. She was like, "Hey, I'm going local to our area. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Well, what are we going to do?" And she's like, "Nothing." And I was like, "Sign me up." Mom at this point of 2 kids. I just had 2 babies back to back. And I was depleted. I was exhausted. I'm like, "Bro, I could use a weekend." And so we did. And something shifted out there. We were in this space of, we were hanging out over here in my area, and I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So we went over to Mandeville. And in that area, there's this cute little town. It's like a little town. And we go walk around and whatever. And then there's also a waterway. There's this area where you can go walk through trails and stuff like that. And that's what we did. And something awakened within. So backing up a little bit further than that, I had been in and out of abusive relationships, and I had been molested at the age of 15. So that all started surfacing back up in the past year, especially when I had hit the age of the person who had molested me, and then found out I was pregnant. And I'm like, wow, how things started shifting in my mind. And I started releasing a lot of blame and guilt and shame that I had put on myself. And during this time frame, I remember her turning and looking at me because there was something, I guess my face just looked different. And she was just like, your face tells it all. That was,
yeah.
And she was like, "What is coming up for you?" And I told her, I said, "I don't know why, but I'm going back to this age and this time and this space." And she said, "Maybe you're being called to heal it." And I said, "But I don't know what that means. What is heal this? It's just a mark. It's going to be left as a wound or a scar or whatever."
Yeah.
And it was a release. And even at that time frame, there was somebody very close to me who was struggling with some drug addictions and just in and out. And it was eating my life away, and just
Hmm.
being able to support it. It was another thing added to my plate. And,
Yeah.
and with kids and family and all those things, there was a lot. And I would say that was probably the catalyst moment, because from then forward, I saw the whole world differently when I came home.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a weekend.
In a weekend. It was crazy. It was just like everything that I saw was not, everything was beyond the surface, which is
Hmm.
what healing is, right? And
Hmm.
that's what led me to do more of the work that I'm doing, because ladies come to me and it's this, oh, I've got this symptom. I've been to my doctor. It's the unexplained symptoms. We've gone through,
Yeah.
we've done the test, everything's normal, whatever. And there's something going on unexplained underneath. And
Hmm.
that's where trauma sits, whether you're remembering it or not.
Yeah.
You blocked it. Your body remembers everything as emotions. Your brain remembers
Hmm.
as pictures. So
Yeah.
that was my pivotal moment. It was just this whole shift.
So how was that reintegration then coming back home for
Well,
you?
there was, I don't know, it's like I knew forward, this is what I need to do. This is what I'm going to do. And these are my
Hmm.
steps. And I didn't know how that was going to look. I came home to the same damn problems that I left.
Yeah.
Like, you don't, it's kind of like going on a weekend where you're at this convention or this retreat and it's, yes, I'm feeling so good. I'm
Yeah.
back home to the same damn shit that I left.
Yeah.
But I was handling it differently. That's the integration part, was you handle it differently.
Yeah.
I wasn't the same aggravated person. I didn't feel like the same snappy, edgy mom or even
Hmm.
wife. It was different. And I was
Hmm.
more reserved, and I feel like I don't know, like I saw things so differently.
Did the people around you notice the difference?
My kids did.
Yeah.
My kids were like really little at that time.
Hmm.
But we weren't having the same, I didn't have the same battles feeding one and doing whatever with the other one. It was just like, okay, this is mom mode. This is what
Yeah.
being a mom. And then, but it was also, I could show up present in different moments. So
Which is beautiful.
yeah. And then it just kept expanding. And then it was like, cool, if I could do this, what else can I manifest?
That's it. So before you had the languaging for trauma, nervous system health, energetic heal, all of these different things, what was your body already trying to tell you, and how long did you ignore it for?
I'm like most people. You just keep pushing through, just smile, fake it till you make it,
Hmm.
until that doesn't work and you're
Hmm.
blowing up all over the place. So if we look at it from that perspective, that was 2019, and then 2020, I remember picking up toys for probably the 1,000th time that day. And I think I was in my early pregnancy with my son. So 2 kids back to back, here we are at the third. And I remember thinking, this is not how I want to continue. I don't want to stay in the state of heightened anxiety. It was like the
Yeah.
moment that I woke up every morning. So you talk about those body cues, that was
Hmm.
it. Time that I woke up, feet hit the floor, it was
Yeah.
like, here we go. And
Hmm.
yes, I'm living moment to moment. I'm doing my best, but it's like everything was coming in waves too. Nothing of the other problems were solved yet. They were still
Mm.
happening, they were still going on. So while I had been changing my perspective in it, the next level was, you got to do something different. This is like the level of insanity here. You keep doing the same
Yes.
shit,
I'm
expecting a different
expecting it.
response,
Yeah.
and it doesn't happen, man. It just,
God damn it.
anybody listening, just stop doing the same fucking shit over.
Yeah.
And that was it. Picking up toys. I remember looking out the window and I'm just like, something different. And then it was
Mm.
scary because it's like, fuck, I don't fear the unknown. Here it is.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
but I didn't know what nervous system regulation was. I was doing my best trying to work on healing myself. And that was where I was. I had a very successful career as
Hmm.
health practitioner and doing a holistic health practitioner and working with clients online and
Yeah.
all across the US. At this point, we weren't global yet. So it was ladies across the US and
Hmm.
from different states and everything, but hearing a lot of similar stories that I was still currently living. And it
Hmm.
was let me help you with this. This is what got me through this part. And I remember At that time, I was getting frustrated with ladies who were coming in and everything was about the damn scale. That's
Mm.
not the answer. This is why we look
No.
at other measurements. We look at pictures because pictures worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And we look at everything else in progress, but it started becoming this moment where I started integrating my own trauma healing
Hmm.
into the work that I was doing with my clients. Now, on average, my clients were getting 10 to 20 pounds during that time frame in about 3 months, 10 to 20 pounds
Yeah.
down. And that sounds great. Hey,
Hmm.
cool. Somebody comes in, they're like, man, 10 to 20, that's going to set me good.
Yeah.
But it doubled when we added trauma healing.
Wow.
It went from 10 to 20 to 20 to 40.
Holy shit.
I had one lady, I kid you not, this woman came through, she lost 39.5 pounds in 12 weeks. And
Wow.
she couldn't work out. She was the type of person that if she and yeah, we do some workouts, but they were more somatic. Everything was about
Hmm.
pelvic floor if you've had kids, posture, core strength, all these things. And
Hmm.
that's wonderful because we're also looking at strength and building your muscles up and your posture and your flexibility and your mobility. But this woman couldn't do any of that. If she did some of those things, she'd pass out.
Wow.
We had already had the conversation. I said, let's focus on nutrition. Let's focus on healing. There's a lot
Hmm.
here that we need to unpack. And it was almost, I remember at that time frame, and again, still didn't have language, still didn't have words for this. I was
Yeah.
learning as I'm going and just letting the intuition come through and just letting God, universe, source, whatever you guys want to call it. That's where I was like, just lead me. I'm a vessel. And I remember with some of these clients, it was like I could pinpoint things that they've been through in their lives
Yeah.
before they even said a word. Their organs, I'd be like, why does it feel like when I'm having this conversation with you, I'm
Hmm.
feeling maybe my heart rate is increasing. I got a knot in my stomach. And then I have to keep turning around and asking, like, is this me? Is this pinch? Is this me? Or is this you?
What the fuck's going on?
And I remember them saying, no, I feel these things on a daily basis. Everything that you're saying. And I'm like, shit. Okay, well, let's keep going. And
Hmm.
then this one woman, her weight just started dropping but she started with like lights off because she would get migraines
Hmm.
all the time.
Yeah.
Windows were closed. And I remember midway through when we were on a community call together with all of our other clients, the window it was like, there was no blinds or covers over it, like
Mm.
back, it was open. And I'm like, girl, what you got going on over there? And I'm like looking beyond her, like trying to look around as
Yeah.
I can. She said, let me turn it around for you. And she showed all of us there. I've got lights on today. I've opened
Wow.
today, opened my blinds today, and there was a glow. I mean,
I'm sure.
there's just constant story after story after story like this with my clients.
I love that. That's incredible. And that just reinforces the importance of the work you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's so inspiring. I love it. When you finally stopped outsourcing your healing and turned inward and began listening inward, what surprised you the most about what your body revealed?
That I think it was a deeper language that none of us speak. Because every symptom, this is my belief from that moment forward, is that every symptom has a story. Every symptom has a story. And just like you do in your podcast here, every story deserves to be heard.
Yep.
And every part of your body, your organs hold on to different traumas that have happened in your life. So if I'm working with a client and let's say we're doing a stress mapping session, because it's typically the first point that I bring somebody to, let's identify what your body's holding on to first and where. Because if we don't have that, then it makes the map all over the place. It's kind of like
Right.
there. And that's what I don't, so we could get into a whole nother topic on talk therapy. But I feel like when you have a map and you have an understanding of these things, you can open more doors to healing.
Yeah.
And you heal a lot faster when you can put a name to it, right?
Mhm.
Go back to that whole language, put
Yeah.
a name to it. Not reliving your past experiences, but identifying, man, if I feel like I'm constantly like this, my shoulders will pull up to my ears, and I've got neck pain and shoulder pain and all this. Is this how you want to walk around all the time? Probably not.
No.
But what if we just soften that? Well, you can't
Yeah.
be living in fight and flight. Everything is about, oh, I'm so tense. Oh, I'm prepared for what's next. I'm bracing for impact. But it's a softening.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why I raise queens. Damn it, you're either gonna be a queen or you're gonna be an angel. You got angel wings, they still got a halo and a crown, or
I love that.
or
A queen or an angel. Your choice.
it's your choice. Support you in it.
What was one of the most uncomfortable truths that you had to face about your definition of success before your body would let you heal?
Ooh. Success. So let's back up, because success for me, it was successful on paper. You can
Right.
see everything on paper. I would hear people all the time, man, I wish I had your life. And I'm like, no, you don't.
You certainly do not.
Like, it looks good on paper.
Yeah.
But on the inside, I was miserable. I was disconnected, and I was not the happy, bubbly person. It was the smile, fake it till you make it. But just what success could be for me and how it could help me grow by just tuning into myself. A lot of it was being honest with myself. That was the hardest part. Just be honest.
Yeah.
Like, sis, yeah, you're living a great life, but it's a great life of lie. You're not happy. You're stressed 24/7. Your autoimmune's flaring up. There's a reason.
Yeah.
And your body is telling you, when are you going to listen to your cues? And I was listening. That I remember going to a functional medicine physician because at that time I was going through a flare up, and years prior, it takes 10 years to get a freaking diagnosis. And I was diagnosed with a no-name autoimmune. They were like, "Let me fix everything else. You got a little bit of fibromyalgia. Good luck in your life. Here's some meds." And I remember that doctor that day, he was like, "Man, you're probably going to live and die on these meds." And I was like, "Yeah, the fuck I am." And I remember pushing that elevator that day, and I was like, "Sir, I'll never see you again." And I didn't, never graced the doors. I got on the meds for the time that I needed, and then I got off the meds. Hence the reason going down the holistic route, because I believe food is medicine. But what I believe even more is healing is your power. And that's the power and the control of the body. Years down the road, 2022, I was having a severe flare up. Business was looking amazing. Like, people just thought I had it all. And I did on paper, but on the inside, clearly I was not. And I remember them telling me, "Bro, you're 1 foot in the grave right now. You don't get your shit together. Those little kids that you have that are running around in the waiting room right now, you're not going to be there for them." And
that's a fucking awakening.
Bro, was it? It was one of those things of, we better figure out what fucking nervous system regulation looks like and what these things are. And the healing had to progress, because I'd hit a stall and I was like, "Man, I'm good enough. I'm just good enough. We're good. Everything's good." And it was like, "No, you're not. You're kidding yourself. You're lying to yourself.
There's more work to do. Don't you worry."
But being honest with yourself, I think, is one of the hardest things.
Yeah, sitting with yourself and looking at yourself in the mirror and realizing, hey, I've got some responsibility in this shit. Part of this is me, and I need to fucking figure it out and fix it for me.
Yeah.
First and foremost, because again, women so often, they've been conditioned to believe that you have to give to everybody else, your kids, your husband, your wife, your partner, whatever the fuck you call them, your family, your community, they all come first. And then you get the little scraps that are left over, and it's bullshit. It's about changing that narrative. And that's hard to change when that's all you've known and that's all you've believed. And that's what you've been brought up to believe, that this is how it's supposed to be. It's time to wake the fuck up and realize that, no, you gotta look after you first. And that does include sitting with yourself and looking within, because all the answers are there. Everything's within you, and the ability to heal is within your body. It's all there. You just have to do the fucking work, which, I mean, we become a society that just wants that magic bullet or that quick fix, and they don't want to do the work. But that's not the way. And healing never stops. It's a continuous journey. You're on this journey for life. All of us, everybody has healing to do. Every single person on this planet has healing to do, and it's going to be work, and it's going to be a never-ending process.
Yeah. And that is it, because it doesn't mean that you have to live in the space of, "Oh God, there's something else to heal here."
No.
Oh God.
No.
You're enjoying life, but you're seeing things so differently. you're no longer waking up already stressed and frustrated
Yeah.
or having an argument, that you didn't want to have, or dear God, a
Hmm.
kid didn't like one shoe that didn't fit right. And they didn't like that shirt. And this tag bothers me, mommy. And why does my hair have to be in a ponytail? Rip it out in the middle of the car. Like
Yeah.
whatever. But you also don't have to crawl into bed being depleted either, where there
Hmm.
is no connection time. And that's a lot of the women that come to me. I don't have a connection with my spouse. I feel like I'd rather just pass out and go to bed. Like somebody leave me
Hmm.
alone, somebody help me.
Yeah.
There's also a big difference when it comes to asking for help. And
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of
And that's
women,
another
yeah,
conditioning issue. Yeah,
it
for sure.
is. And that's all it is constant
Hmm.
conditioning. Whether, and I get women who come to me who have had religion trauma, because being a
Hmm.
submissive wife, it was never the be underneath and be a doormat or do
No.
everything yourself, never ask for help. It's a supportive partner. Isn't that what marriage is? It's a partnership.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
it takes
For
two to
sure.
tango. So
Yep.
it takes two to support. And
Hmm.
that's the biggest thing where for me especially was, what is that? How can I be the person that I want to have?
Hmm.
And when I got real with that question, man, it changed the game because I needed to be more of what my kids needed as well.
Hmm. For sure. And that's a huge realization. Again, it's shattering all of this conditioning. And for a lot of people, it's years and years and years of conditioning. And that's not an easy task, but it is possible
Yeah.
for sure.
And it's ancestral. We got to look ancestrally.
Yep.
Those lines don't just stop there. It's kind of like this one thing. I think it was like a meme or something. And this
Hmm.
one girl, she was cutting the sides of the roast or whatever. And she was finally down the line. They kept passing the same tradition down the line. And one kid was like, why do we do this? Well, that's how your grandmother do it. Go ask her. It's just like, why do we do some of these things? And if we don't ask
Hmm.
why and we just nod and say, yeah, that's what I'm
Go
doing,
along with it. Yeah.
yeah, you're never gonna win.
No. Break those cycles, man. That's it.
Like, put the whole
That's
roast in there. Quit cutting ends on it.
yeah.
Just cook it.
So many of the women you work with are high achieving, respected, doing all the right things.
Yeah.
Yet their bodies are screaming for help. What is one of the most dangerous lies successful women believe about their own exhaustion?
Well, let's see. What's one? I think a lot of times, so let's look at it from that perspective. You're exhausted all the time. A lot of it goes into like doing your labs, your blood work, all this. There is no
Mm,
one size fits all. And
right.
I think that's the biggest issue is that when you go to your doctor or you go to, whatever healthcare provider or something like that, it's a try this and do this. Everything is
Mhm,
trial and error. And I think the biggest thing is that there's no one supplement that's going to fix something.
mhm.
Exhaustion runs deep. It's not
Yeah.
just I'm tired. It's a tired that no amount of sleep can fix.
Mhm.
And that's a serious symptom.
Yeah.
But we look at it deeper into a perspective of it's not just about the diets and the exercise. You go and and immediately mainstream, health and wellness industry is going to tell you which is diet and exercise. There is no way you can out exercise an emotional body that literally feels like it's constantly a war.
Mhm.
There's no way you can out exercise that. And most women believe push harder equals sweat more equals lose more. Or, you know, eat less, live in a calorie deficit. Well, then where's your energy coming from?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what is your absorption like? What's your gut, your hormones, your health, all these things? If you don't have all that figured out, and you're never going to win when your body's chronically telling you and screaming for help me
Mhm.
underneath. It's not the surface level. We have got to start looking deeper.
For sure.
And I think the biggest lie, we're going to put it as the biggest lie that the industry says is just do more. Just
Yeah.
more. You're not doing enough.
Yeah.
And then it makes you
Yeah.
feel like a piece of shit because, well,
Yeah.
look, let me go figure out what more I need to be doing.
Mhm.
And then you give up.
And more tired and all the things. It's an endless loop.
Yeah. Never ends.
You know.
And then you can't ever figure it out. And how many practitioners out there have you even heard that are like, let's take this a layer deeper?
No, because Western medicine just puts band-aids over bullet holes.
That's
They
it.
don't get to the root cause. They just look at the symptoms and that's it.
And that's it. But why are these symptoms happening? What's the metaphysical responses?
Oh,
Well,
you just give a pill.
yeah,
That'll fix everything.
here you go. We're
And then you
still.
need a pill for that pill. Then you need a pill for that one.
Uh-huh.
It just goes on down the line. Western medicine has its place for certain things, but we need to shift to a more holistic approach where get to the root of the problems that are there
Yeah.
and deal with that, because Western medicine doesn't. They don't. Just what you said. So let's take this a layer deeper. That doesn't happen ever.
I've never gone
What's
to my
really
doctor.
going on?
Yeah, I've never gone to my doctor and they'd be like, "So how's your life?" They don't give a fuck. I got 10 minutes for
No.
you. Okay, what you
Yeah.
got? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, here you go. Here's your prescription.
Here's a script. Yep. That's it.
Did you hear me?
No.
So just go.
Because they got, like you said, they got that 10 minutes with you and that's all you get.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
And I don't know about you, but I've never sat with somebody for 10 minutes and been like, man, I know you. I know you enough to tell you this is what you need.
No,
It takes
definitely
time,
not.
It takes connection.
Of course it
And
does. Absolutely.
And that's what's missing.
But how does that get fixed in the Western? I don't know. I don't see how that could get fixed, because for them, time is money. And of
That's
course
it.
we have, how do we say it?
Scams of the insurance company.
Yeah,
Money, just
kickbacks
call it
for
what it
pharma,
is.
kickbacks for pharma, all that shit. The more scripts you write, the more money we'll give you on the back
And
end.
let's look at pharmaceutical companies, right? It's got the
Mhm.
word harm in there. But
Yep.
we're also not looking at everything else. Doctors aren't talking to doctors. They're just looking at
No.
your chart. Yeah. Looks like you're on this. Okay, cool. Here you go. Add this one.
Yeah.
It's never a true connection and communication. And
No, for
now,
sure.
could some of us as practitioners go get connected with other doctors? Sure, but 9 times out of 10, I barely get an ear. So good luck to y'all who do. Go speak. This is
Mhm.
why in my marketing, I have to be louder than the noise.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have to continue to say, this is what changes the world. But not only that, it
Mhm.
changes your body, man.
The most important piece.
Yeah.
Because as you change your body, that ripples out to change those around you, which then ripples out to change the world. So it starts here with us, with the individual, and that's where it all begins. So you teach that the body keeps receipts. What are some of the most common ways unprocessed trauma disguises itself as normal adult functioning?
So are we talking like what are common symptoms that we see and like how that displays? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So common symptoms, I mean, there's a lot. Let's first look at hormonal imbalances. You know, you got more ladies living in perimenopause for years now, and every symptom has a story. Everything that your body holds true to, it's going to think of it like a whale in the water. A whale comes up, it goes down, boom, there's splash everywhere. So everything is related to that. One thing can set off something else. You know, I have a client come to me and I hear it all the time. Well, you know, I'm just going through perimenopause. Okay, but like what else is going on? And that symptom leads to another symptom. I mean, like, are you having gut issues? Are you constipated? Are you struggling with issues with your partner? Like, are you high anxiety? Yeah, but that's like normal. I just got a stressful job. Like, let's look a little bit deeper because it's not just a stressful job. Are you playing the game of perfectionism? Are you trying to prove your worth to your company or to those around you? Did you start a business just to prove your worth? Man, I can do it. If you can, I can. Let me prove it to you. Are you still trying to prove it? Are you afraid of being seen? There's a visibility wound here. You know, are you playing small and holding yourself back in a way? And now we got thyroid issues. I mean, come on now. Where's the fear speaking up? Where are you fear self-expressing? We look at stomach issues. Well, how often do you feel like you're holding your stomach in? I mean, does your
Mhm.
butthole feel clenched 24/7? Do you feel like you got tight glutes? You're just like constantly like this? And not the thing. Yes, you laugh, but when we get down to it, it's like, yeah, I kind of feel like my glutes are always tight. But that's because I do
Mhm.
so much workouts for, butt work. No, it isn't. It's because you're afraid of relaxing. Because
Mhm.
what does relaxing symbolize? You're lazy.
S
You're lazy. You're not doing anything. Why are you just
Mhm.
sitting down?
Yeah.
What are you
You
doing?
you gotta be doing.
You gotta be doing something. You can't
Mhm.
stop. Now, are you busy for the sake of being busy, or are you busy for the sake of being accomplished? There's a big difference
Mhm.
there.
For sure.
So symptoms and how they're relating to your body, again, there's every pattern, there's every story. When we can get down to the real root issue is when we can solve the problem.
Mhm.
And again, we're not living in denial. Had a girl, just the other day that we were talking, and I remember there's two ladies. One lady, I remember telling her like something with your right hand. Like, why am I feeling like something has escaped you, something you had to let go of? And she didn't have any pain in her right hand. She had some shoulder issues, but I'm like,
Mhm.
bruh, it's your right hand. I get here and I'm like, I want to sob my eyes out. But it's also connected to here. We get to
Mhm.
talking, and I said, it's something between the ages of like 19 and 21. Like, I strongly feel this coming through. And she was like, I had to let go of my career.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, tell me more. She said, well, I found out me and my husband were pregnant, and it was college and everything else. And I couldn't carry on to be a nurse. Couldn't get all that. So of course she had to be everything but that, right? Everything
Mhm.
less than. And then couldn't carry on to be a doctor. None of that. And years down the road, her husband gets an opportunity to go back to school to increase his pay and everything else. And he was failing or just wasn't getting it. And she was like,
Mhm.
let me help you. And I said, let me guess, at the end of the day, you didn't get the grades. He did. None of that was attached to you. So resentment
Mhm.
kicks in. Not
Yeah.
that you hate your husband for these,
No.
but that resentment of, man, that should have been mine. That could have
Mhm.
been mine. I could have had this. Missed opportunities are huge.
Yeah.
And we don't realize how much that impacts. I mean, who'd ever thought it's in your hand when you're dealing with iron and everything else going on?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's
But you stuff it down and forget that it even bothered you. Forget it's even there.
yeah, till it starts coming up, and then you're sobbing your eyes out. And you're like, why am I like this? Sis, let me give you a safe space. Let's put it on the table, but let's
Yeah.
figure it out.
Fuck, that's incredible. In your opinion, why do so many high achieving women feel safest staying busy, productive, doing, exhausted rather than slowing down and actually feeling what's underneath?
Well, let's stop for a second, Brad. I'm going to ask you the
Mm.
words of this question. If you were to say the word slow down to yourself,
Mhm.
does it like put a little bit of fear there? Does it make your throat
Mhm.
all tight? You're like, slow down.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I slow down, then I'm stopping. I'm failing.
Mhm.
It's always the story that's underneath it. And conditioning
Mhm.
is that. If you're slowing down, why would a woman slow down when, she's meant to take over the world? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get to this point, take over everything. What do you need a man for? Right? At
Yes.
that point, what do we need him for?
Yeah.
But it's the same concept. How were you conditioned to grow up? There was a lady
Mhm.
recently I was talking to. She had signed up with me, and I remember we were talking, and I said something to her. I'm like, all I see is this little girl who literally she just she's screaming so loudly. It's almost as if she's
Mhm.
standing on a chair, she's walking around a crowd. Think of the carnivals. And there's
Mhm.
so much excitement and activities going on, but everybody's just walking past shoulder to shoulder, just trying to get to the next place. She's standing on a chair, this little girl, and she is screaming, and people just keep walking by.
Mhm.
I said, but this is you growing up, is it not? Until you just sat down, you sat Indian style, and you just went quiet.
Mhm.
And she was like, that's all I can do. And that's when, oh, well, hey, you're not being loud and crazy. Like, what's the matter? Well, because that's how women go silent. You close off your voice. You can't do anything.
Again, tie back to that visibility. Then it ties into the visibility piece. It's like, well, when I am trying to get attention, it doesn't work. So I'll just sit here and be quiet. And then they start silencing themselves.
Or they start proving. Oh, let me prove it to you. I'll just prove it to you. So when we get into that, then we're people pleasing. So you talk about that exhaustion, bro, you're exhausted because you're not giving anything to yourself. And you're staying busy for the sake of just moving around because you need to look like you're doing something.
Of course.
Because otherwise, if you sit still, you're either going to pass out or you're going to be like, I'm not doing anything. How dare I? I'm lazy. I'm this, I'm that.
Shit on yourself.
Yeah. But that's it. The mind stirs. So, of course, you can't do anything but stay busy.
Yeah.
You know? But when you sit and slow down, our brain is constantly giving directions and instructions to our body at all times. It's communicating on a voluntary and involuntary level. And it goes based on commands. That's how you have a command center, you know? And if we were to sit here and just say the words slow down, that terrifies most people, right? It makes them like, freeze up more.
Yeah.
But maybe let's use some different activation words. Now, I'm very big into activation words with my clients, or as we call them, command words. And we'll find words that soften the body. You're not being lazy. You're just softening.
Yeah.
Notice there's a big difference between I say, you're not being lazy. You felt it. I know you did.
Yeah.
Not being lazy. You're just softening. Oh, I'm not panicking. I can keep moving forward. I can just slow my pace. Or slow down. Slow my pace.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the laundry as you're taking it out of the wash and sticking it into the dryer. Pay attention to how many socks you've done collected. You know, how many pairs. I used to play a game all the time. This is what helped me slow down in the beginning. Doing laundry, it was a guess of how many pairs of socks am I going to find in here without doing math. Like, let's just off the tongue, what are we going to get? And then I'd get excited if I got close to it. You know, like, oh, look at that. And then because I hate socks. So like, especially when my kids are like, let's just take them off, like turn them the right side, the right. I'd stick my hand all the way in there and pull that sock.
Pull them out. Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah.
It takes seconds, Maisie, but it's so annoying.
Well, multiply that by however many pairs of socks.
Right?
It adds up.
And you got 3 kids.
Like,
you got 3 kids. You got kids that like to play dress up. And my son who's like, I'm going to be Spider-Man 1 minute, Hulk the next, and son, where's your socks? Let me go grab another pair. No. Find where the last pair went. You know, same concept. But it's different when you can slow your pace.
Yeah, that is a huge difference.
Yeah, you start seeing things.
Because slow down insinuates stop.
Yeah.
Slow your pace just means just slow your roll a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah,
you don't have to be going 100 miles an hour all the time.
Notice it when you're driving. Like, do this next time, bro. Notice it when you're driving. Like, just we grip that steering wheel as if we got the death grip on life. And I don't know about you, but whenever I got a death grip and I'm this tight, it's like this kind of movement.
Tight.
But if I slow down or if I lessen my grip, I can be a little bit more in control.
Fluid.
Yeah. But also that gas pedal. What the fuck are we rushing to? Are we going to get there any?
Exactly.
Now, if I got the GPS on, yes, you can book it. I'm going to shave 5 minutes off. We're going to do it. It's a game at that point.
Yeah.
But you don't have to live life in the fast lane.
No,
like what if
definitely not.
What if you did just go 5 miles per hour, a bit slower than what you normally do? You're still going to get there.
Yep.
You're probably going to get there in a better amount of time because you were more perceptive of
in a more relaxed state.
Yeah, and lane
you're not stressed
and everything. Whereas when you're stressed and you've got brain fog and everything else going on, you're more inclined to make mistakes.
Yep, for sure.
The clarity.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Love that. You don't just look at symptoms, you decode them. What are some of the most common emotional or energetic patterns
that are hiding behind things like gut issues, weight resistance, hormonal imbalance.
Well, we've talked about some of those, right? Like can't slow down, but also it goes into being the strong one. You know, that's another big pattern underneath. I have to be the strong one. I have to put on the armor. I can't be, I mean, think of it like a crab. Crab has so many of you cancers out there. Crabs are, you know, they're hard on the outside and soft on the inside. Well, what shield are you putting up with the world? You know, and you're not being vulnerable with yourself. Scorpios, you know, like think of our water signs. There's a lot you can learn from our astrology signs, but it's the same concept. We're stinging, you know, we're looking for the next attack. We're bracing for impact. Same goes with your body. You know, shoulders. I get a lot of ladies that come in with tight shoulders and tight neck. And it's constant, you know, like, I don't know, it's just like always hurts. Maybe it's my pillow. Or maybe it's the fact that you're not sleeping that good at all because you're going to bed with 90 nothing thoughts going on. You know, maybe you're just racing through the day, but your mind's racing too. Maybe it's you haven't, when's the last time you stopped? And here's an exercise for those of you listening. Like I had one client one time, this girl said, how often do you try to get as many things done before you go pee when you have to pee? And she's like, if I could just complete one more task. And I'm like, what happens when you decide to stop doing that and you put yourself first? You say, oh, I can give myself permission to take care of myself. Like, go pee first. Like, just go do that. Don't try to keep pushing through because, dear God, your bladder's going to hurt and that's going to be painful. Like, go just take care of you. You know, your eyes have a lot to do with your right eye is how you see the world. Your left eye is how you think others see you. You know, so organs play into this as well. Hearing, same concept. What are you hearing externally and how are you taking that in? What did you really hear? If I said, hey, you look great today. Oh, well, I didn't look beautiful and amazing. Where's the level up? Should have given me a level up for that. Where's my crown? Well, I wasn't saying that you looked less than.
No.
But it's how you perceive things, right? Your right side of your body is all that masculine side. That's the, let me put the wall up. Let me do things. You know, your left side's that feminine side. So people at TMJ, what are you holding back saying? And which side is it more predominant on? You know, what teeth are you affecting? Like, are you clenching down? Like, pay attention.
Yeah.
Because if you're clenching during the day, especially in a conversation, watch somebody in a conversation next time, you can see on the side. Like when they're talking and they're trying to hold and they're like getting frustrated with somebody and they're like, man, I'm feeling.
Yeah, you can see the movement.
You can see the movement. You can also see them start to like get a little uncomfortable. That head starts to move. Think about it. Like your body language is always talking before any words come up in your brain.
Yep.
Symptoms like anxiety that live in your stomach typically. Fear of the future. It could be any kind of fear, but it could also be anger. It could be resentment. It could be guilt. You might be holding guilt there and you don't even realize it. I mean, I just say the word guilt. You could probably think about 3 times in your life immediately where you're like, oh, I relate to you know, reproductive organs. I see that a lot with ladies with hormones. Your ovaries each mean something different. You know, whether it's intimacy struggles, whether it's self-worth struggles, it could also be, where's your creativity blocks? How are you holding your boundaries? Are you letting them leak all the time? Meaning you're not holding them. Now we've got, you know, fibroid issues. We've got everything else that, you know, women are going to struggle with. Or having irregular cycles. Well, how often are you going back on your word? I mean, we can look at all these connections. It's all interconnected. So common ones are hormonal imbalances. We see a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves. Okay, well, whose pressure is it? Yours or the inverse?
More often than not, it's not yours.
Well, it is yours. It's your own pressure of your own standards. I have to do this. I got to be here. If I'm not here, then I'm failing. Well, who told you you had to be here? I did. I gave myself a timeline. This is what I need. Okay, fuck the deadline. Like, that timeline doesn't, you are just trying to beat the clock.
Mhm.
That's it. So when you're racing, again, what did we say? Mistakes come through everything else.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and your body's going to perceive that. Now I'm the failure. I didn't do it. Da, da, da.
Mhm.
Well, your heart, how's your breathing? Do you hold your breath a lot? Where's your difficulty in letting go? What happens if you just take a deep breath? Okay, well, I feel good for a second, then I
Tighten up.
right back up.
Mhm.
Just breathe. You have a body, just breathe. Are you out of oxygen? Do you need some? Do we need to get some? But grief is a big one,
Yeah.
that we find a lot of connections to. And it's not just one specific place. If you've got grief, you've lost a loved one, or I've had a lot of ladies who have struggled with abortions. They've had
Mhm.
abortions, or they've had miscarriages, loss of a child, everything that plays into that. And how are you breathing?
Yeah. What do you think is one of the most confronting truths women face when they finally step out of survival mode and into real, true, authentic healing?
I think it starts with freedom. Like that's a truth that they finally feel. It's a peace that they finally feel. And I think for the first time they get to this place of, I didn't have to do it all.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
you don't have to do everything in order to be the thing that you want.
Well, you can't do everything. It's impossible.
You can't. So stop trying.
Well, and also ask for help,
Yeah. And that
which again is about shattering that conditioning.
it is. And it's okay to ask for help. All you're doing
For
is
sure.
do you want to talk about a village? We say that all the time. I want to take the village
Mhm.
to raise kids.
Yeah.
It does. But ask for help. Like, it is okay to ask for help. If somebody says no, they can't, maybe they just can't right now. Not that they didn't
Mhm.
want to. And it's okay
Yep.
to say no.
Yeah.
Like, practice saying that. It doesn't mean
That's
no.
a tough one, right? That's around the
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah. It doesn't mean no forever. It just means no, not right now. If you don't, because think about this. There are times where people will be like, oh, you're such a Debbie Downer because you didn't want to go to this party. Number one, I'm in bed by 8 p.m. I'm just call me whatever it is. I'm ready to rest and relax. Like, I do enough in my day, but I that wasn't always me. It was always say yes to everything so that people like me.
Mhm.
People are going to like me when I say no.
Mhm.
And they're going to like whenever I'm like these.
Well, some won't. Some won't. There will be some that won't,
There
and
will
that's
be
okay.
and bye. You don't belong in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it means that you don't
Exactly.
care about my health. You only care about self-gain.
Yep.
And that's what that is to me. I'm
Mhm.
not like that. But I'm not going to go out. If I'm going to be the negative Nancy in the group, I don't want that. I don't want people talking about me the next day. Well, I don't know. It was almost like she didn't want to be there. Yeah, because I didn't want to be there.
You're
I
right.
was fucking tired and I wanted to just go to bed.
Mhm.
And you were like, get your ass up, we're going. No, I'm not. And I would be so much better to sue you the next time because I'm giving myself the ability to rest.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I can show
Rest
up
is so
better.
important. Yeah, exactly. For everybody around you, everybody benefits. Again, this is why putting yourself first, ahead of your kids, ahead of your family, your part, all of that stuff is selfless. It is necessary because then you have that much more to give to those you choose to give to.
Yeah.
Period.
It's an energy reserve. And look, you got more back in the day.
Yeah.
I love my moments when my partner and he's like, babe, I'm going fishing. And maybe it's a day I can't because I got to work or do whatever. Bro, the time that he leaves and I finish work, I'm like, this is the queen's room. Like, I can do whatever I want in this moment. I don't got no kids, no nothing right now. They're at school, they're doing whatever. I'm just taking the time.
Yeah.
And it's glorious. I get to give back to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I do get connected with it's not that I, don't like my kids. I love my kids. But I love being the best mom that I can be for them.
Yeah.
And being able to connect with them. Boo boo. Tell me about your day. Tell me what's going on. What'd you do today? Who'd you hang out with? I'm not asking that. How was your day? Oh, it was good. And then we're leaving it there because we're fucking tired. Whoop. I'm energized with them. Let's go run around. What we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Let's dress up.
For sure.
Whatever.
Whatever. Anything. If success stopped costing women their health, their joy, their aliveness, what would have to fundamentally change in how we define doing well in this world?
That was a question after I told you how everything looked on paper.
Mm-hmm.
How does success define me and how do I define it? And at the end of the day, you got to change the definition. Because I think a lot of times we look at the definition and it only means what does it look like on paper? If you're not succeeding on paper, well then boo-boo. If the metrics don't show, you ain't succeeding. Well, am I succeeding in my health? Am I succeeding in my
Mm-hmm.
career? Like, am I moving that needle forward? And if not, let me find what's going to excite me. What brings me joy
Mm-hmm.
and passion? Because if it's doing, if I had to do spreadsheets every day, it would just never work out for me. That's why I didn't choose a job that I had to do spreadsheets. But I hired somebody who loves spreadsheets. I'm like, here you go.
There you go. That's their zone of genius. Have fun.
Yeah, there you go. It's your zone of genius. And when she sends them to me and she's like, just don't touch these boxes. I'm like, bro, just leave it on read only. Because some way, shape, or form, I done fucked up the formula. I don't know what, I just looked at it. That's it. But that's not a joy for me. You have to find what is your joy and what isn't, hand it off to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to spend thousands for it, but you're not going to be successful if you're still doing everything yourself. And there's things that just frustrate the ever living fuck out of you because eventually you're going to start blocking yourself. And you're going to say, man,
Mm-hmm.
if I had to sign up 10 clients right now, that just feels like it's so much. But I need 10 clients. No, you don't need anything except a change of your attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise you're going to hate sales. Well, then you're not going to get sales. You're going to wonder when they're not coming.
Well, you have to be mindful of your languaging too. By saying "I need" shows that that you're in lack. That's what you're speaking out to the universe, that you're lacking this, so you're not going to get it. You have to be very mindful of your thoughts, your words, all of it. Don't use the words "I want" or "I need." Use "I desire," "I choose to."
Or this brings me joy.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
There's a big difference there, man. When you're talking about joy and what lights you up, like you can do anything in the world. Money wasn't an issue. And people would be like, I'm happy to throw my money to you. What would you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure for me, it's not spreadsheets. Like it is not that. But at the end of the day, you have to change your definition of success. Because if your definition of success has been do all, be all, see all, you're never going to win.
Well, it's funny because I'm having these conversations right now with a friend of mine about this kind of thing where, creating funnels, doing all this shit on your website. And she's like, that's not your zone of genius. When you're doing that stuff, first of all, it's not where it should be or where it could be. And you're taking time away from doing what you love to do. So it's getting your head around that and stepping into that and owning it. First of all, I think admitting that, yep, that's my shit. That's my I'm fucking up, and taking radical responsibility for it and realizing you're right. I'm not playing in my zone of genius. I'm trying to be all the things, and you just simply cannot. But it takes your energy away from what is your zone of genius or what is your lane. You're spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah, 100%. And think about it like this. If we have these balloon reserves, I have my clients do this all the time. You have the me balloon and you got all of the balloons. Your me balloon should be the biggest balloon that you are gassing up yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
All these others, you're just pulling a little bit at a time, but
Mm-hmm.
The reason I had to hire somebody else, I never wanted to write another meal plan or another workout plan again. Like I hated it. And I'm like, man, if that's going to be the doom and gloom of my business, I'm never going to survive. So let me hire somebody that they're like, man, I love this. I just love writing these things. I'm like, great, take it over.
Yeah.
And so I remember this one girl came through my program, and I remember being on a call with a business coach, and she was like talking about your zone of genius. And she was like, if you could do it, and let's just say you had a team who backed you and supported you. Because this was back in the day where I was like, we don't ask for help. And how dare we? And she's like, if you could get rid of some responsibilities around your house or whatever, you could hire 3 people. She just need 3 people. What would you do? And I was like, fucking nanny. Because me having run through the house while I'm on a call and I'm like, stop screaming at each other. Like, just give your brother the pacifier. Why'd you take it? And we go back to the call and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm sorry about that. Or they're coming in, Mommy, I'm hungry. Just give me 10 minutes. I need a nanny. I'm tired of picking up after dogs. Like, well, I got to sweep after these things. You just drop hair everywhere. And I hated cleaning the house. I don't like vacuuming. I don't like mopping. Okay, well, let's hire somebody to clean. But finally, it was the help in my business. Okay, like those 2 things are going to knock out that. What's going to help in my business? And this girl that came through my program, she was like, hey, I saw your post. You were looking to hire. I would like to be considered. And I'm like, fuck, you already went through. You're amazing. I loved you. You had great success. Yeah, let's give it a try. And she ended up going on to learn and do way more. She's still working with me today. And it is just her joy and her passion to write a meal plan for somebody. I'm like, oh,
There you go.
because I cannot. When you ask me, well, I just don't like this food. All right, well, find something you do like and let's try to make it work. I got 10 people. I am not sitting here trying to find an alternative for this one thing that you don't want. Let her help. And she's fabulous. And we work together. So it's a balanced method.
Well, that's what it is, right? You're also helping other people by helping yourself first, because you're giving that person who loves to do that the thing that they love to do.
Yeah, here you go.
You don't like doing it. They love doing it. Here you go. Have fun.
And I'm giving you money paid to go do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go.
Exactly.
Check it
Yeah,
out.
it's a win-win-win for everyone. So very important. Very important. It's hard to get your head around it and step into it, but it is key for sure. What is one small daily nervous system friendly shift that can start rebuilding trust between a woman and her body?
Well, we could do the one of driving, right? The letting up a little bit on the steering wheel. I'm a firm believer in journaling. Not all my clients love to journal, but you have to be honest with yourself in that too, because I'm not going to be here reading your journal saying nobody else reading your journal. Put a padlock on it, whatever you feel like you need to do. But you need to find a safe space where you can feel your most authentic self and be honest with yourself. But one exercise for even nervous system regulation is finding command words that work for you. So there's something called apparently the emotion wheel or something like that.
Yep.
And it encompasses more than just happy, glad, whatever.
Yeah.
It goes a little bit deeper. Find one of those words that literally, it just jumps out at you. A positive word that you're like, man, that's how I want to feel. And start creating some, go look up, synonyms for some of these words, but look at them as a verb, an action verb, and create your own command words you can soften with and literally be in a space of, this feels a little bit like peace. It ain't going to last all the time. It's not going to last 24/7. And at some point, it's going to stop working. When you mastered it and you feel like, oh, this is no longer working, it's not because you failed. It's because you've mastered that. You've mastered that layer. You've healed that layer. Let's heal the next layer. It's just
journaling.
But yeah, it's softening all the parts of it. I tell my clients a lot of times, close your eyes. I say the word stress. Where do you feel that?
In my gut.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to have some talks after this. But if you're feeling it in your gut, you might be feeling a little tightness in your throat. Some might get a lump in their throat. They might get that lump in their stomach, or everything just like freezes. Some people they're like, man, it's like, oh, my joints froze up. Okay. Well, how would you want to feel instead? If stress activates that response, what would be the opposite? Maybe in this case, it's self-expressing. Maybe in this case, stepping out more into who you really are. Maybe.
Yep, that is what it is for sure.
Yeah. And maybe
I know that.
So being at a place of flow and readiness. It's nobody else's clock, it's your own.
Yep.
And you got to be like a delicate flower that's blossoming. You can't stay butted
Mhm.
up like this. Nobody's ever gonna see your spark. Nobody's ever gonna see your
Yep.
flower. You know, you have to learn to open up, and that feels scary as fuck.
Mhm.
I can feel it. It's like, but we let go, and it's like, nope, put it back. You know. I remember one client, I said, do you constantly are you fisted like this? And she's like,
Mm.
girl, when I was a kid. And I looked at my hand because this is back when I had fake nails. I did not have them right now. And I looked at my hand and I had all these nail marks and it was almost like I was bleeding. She
Mhm.
said, yeah, that's how I used to do as a kid.
Hmm.
I would literally dig my fingers in like that all the time. My mom and grandmother would have to put bandages and stuff.
Jesus.
Because I would dig them in, and my nail bed,
Yeah.
same thing. You could just see bloodied nail beds, just dig. And I said,
Mm.
but I don't feel that with this hand, on the left
Hmm.
hand. She was like, no, I was good. But this is what showed. The whole body, everything was hurting. And I said, so let's practice something. And she was like, oh my God, I hate you already. And so I had her do her hands, and I said, this is how you are. And I said, I want you to just open your thumb. She was like, okay, I can do that. Thumb. Whatever.
Mhm.
All right. Now the first finger. And she's like, all right, my fear is you're going to make me open the next one. And I'm like, that's very it's crazy. And I said, but I want you to point it out because when you do that, this finger can't, when you straighten it, the only way to make this go down, this one's going to have to go down. Right. But I don't want you to do that. I want you to be comfortable like this. This one starts to open. Now I want you to just lift it a little. And when we did, lo and behold, it wasn't as terrifying. But now look here. We're lifting.
Yeah.
We're lessening the grip. And that's what we did. And when I saw her in person, it was like Spider-Man. Bam. And she was like, as long as you do that, I accept. You're not making me open all the way and give everything. Just a little bit. So that's another exercise that you can do. Just open, just lessen the grip. You can't control more than your thoughts, your actions, your words.
That's it.
Sorry, you're not in control of anything else.
Yep.
Except for your reaction.
That's it. That's all you have control over, 100%. So many people don't realize that though, and you're only harming yourself. It only fucks with you. That's it. It doesn't fuck with anyone else. Well, it does because it spills out. What you keep inside spills out to those around you, but predominantly it's affecting you. You're harming yourself. So loosen the fucking grip.
Loosen the grip.
And admit that you don't have control over anything except your own reactions.
That's it.
How you react to a situation. For the woman listening who feels exhausted but keeps telling herself she's fine, what's the first signal from her body she needs to stop dismissing?
Well, probably a tight gut.
Mm.
I mean, everything. As soon as you say that, it's like my whole core is activated and tight. That's where you feel them glutes tighten up. Relax. Even that, find exercises. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's whatever. But find something that can get you into that soft space, soften. I mean, just saying that word, it just makes you want to be like, oh, let me melt.
Yeah.
Soft serve ice cream. Yeah, because my teeth aren't hurting when I bite into it. I didn't get a brain freeze. It was soft serve. And why do we let's go on this topic of ice cream or ice cream. Why do we like soft serve? It's smooth. It literally is soft. It melts into your mouth. I'm not having to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm not activating. It just gets to be. And I just get to let it.
Just melts away.
It just
into your mouth.
And that's exactly what you do to your body. It's what you do to your fascia system. It melts inside. You don't have tight muscles. The muscle didn't get into a wound tight knot. That's the fascia on the outside that's saying protect, protect, protect.
Yeah.
So be in that space of just soften. That's the key word. Get a hat. Soften.
Yeah. Yes, that word's come up a lot today.
It sounds like somebody else needs that word.
What do high achieving women lose access to emotionally when their nervous system learns that love follows performance?
Well, they stop having a lot of brain fog problems. Like, so emotionally, you're gaining clarity. You're seeing things from a different perspective. You're not looking at it as black and white. You can see the gray.
Yeah.
You can read between the lines. Intuition starts kicking in, that intuitive response. You start listening to your inner gut. It has answers. I mean, it tells you directions. And you start being more attuned to those things. You get to be and hear things that you've probably been wondering for a while. It's almost like, man, it was loud. It came from within.
So loud you can't ignore it.
It is. And you can't, because at that point, it's kind of like when you finally see something, you can't unsee it. And
You cannot unring that bell.
You can't. And that's the shift that it makes, but your body's going to make it with it. And then you can always feel when you're resisting it. Like, there's no ands, ifs, or buts. When you're resisting that calling and you're like, clenched butthole, tight glutes, tighten core, I'm going to throw up, just throw up.
Tight hands.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah, for sure. What truth do women need to hear that no one says out loud because it challenges this hustle culture bullshit, productivity, and high functioning culture?
Oh, well, we could sit here and say fuck culture. Like, probably the truth. Fuck it all.
Yeah.
Create your own truth. Like, that is what I'm going to say, because there's nothing I say on this that you should be taking as that. You have to feel for that yourself and feel into it. That's the main thing. I could say the word soften, and maybe for some of you out there, it doesn't resonate, doesn't ring. One of my clients, when I talk about Queen's energy, because, I'm a Leo through and through, can't help myself, I love my crown. She can't resonate in that way. Not because she's not a Leo, but because she can't resonate with Queen. Okay, well, let's pick something else. She could resonate with peacock. She'll love me peacock. Okay, same thing as the angel wings.
Yeah.
Opening, and that hit a soft space. That hit something different. So if you're in this high functioning and hustle culture, like, fuck the culture. Make your own rules, because if you're living in chronic fight and flight and hustle through it and all this, you're bound to make more mistakes.
For sure.
And there's a lot more trial and error. There's a lot of, okay, now I got to backtrack. I didn't do that. Maybe I did that wrong. Maybe I should try that. Just soften and go with what feels right. That's a truth your body literally gives you.
Yeah, the body keeps the score. It always knows.
Yeah. The Maisie, I can't trust myself. Well, let's work on that, sis. Hit me up after this. Let's work on trusting yourself. You create your own truth.
But again, that Maisie, that ties back into more and more conditioning, because women in particular, the intuition piece, it has been, I used to say conditioned out of, which it's not. It's just been tamped so fucking far down that you've forgotten that it's there. So it's more of a remembering process and doing the work to remember that it's there, because we all have it. We're all intuitive beings. Everyone has it. So it's about remembering that and then learning to trust and allow it to come through, which is a huge process in itself as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, even when we're sitting here talking about all this, again, we're not saying slow down as in stop.
No.
We're just saying slow the pace. Yeah, don't have to go 90 to nothing. Even just saying that, I can feel everything just soften.
Melt away.
Slow the pace. We don't have to go on 90, maybe go 85.
Yeah. For sure. It's not, you do not have to be constantly go, because you're only hurting yourself. You are only hurting yourself.
And then you're
That's
disconnecting. You're not able
Mhm.
to see things clearly. You miss
Yep.
moments with your kids and memories. And I find
Mhm.
that a lot with ladies. They're the type of uh, your kid, and I explain this a lot with my clients, and some of my ladies are ballpark moms. They're so busy.
Mhm.
It's like that moment when your kid either they do some phenomenal play and they're looking up to you and you're looking at them, but you're not present. And they're like, "Mom, did you see that? That was for you," kind of thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then at the end of it, that's all they can talk about. And they're like, "Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see?" And the whole time in your brain, you're like, "What? Did I miss it?
Yeah.
Was I know I was watching, but did I not see
You checked out.
it?" Yeah, you're disconnected.
Mhm. For sure. For sure. That connection is so present moment. This is all we have. It's everything. The past is done. It's gone. It's there. The future hasn't arrived yet. Just be in the present moment because you can miss so much.
Yeah.
And that's not easy either, being in the present moment, being with yourself in that present moment. It's not easy, but you need to, because that's all we have. No one's promised tomorrow. Nobody.
Not even the next 10 seconds.
Nope. Exactly. Right here, right now. That's it. That is it. So enjoy that moment. What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
Probably speaking words of wisdom. I think that's a lot of it. That's something that used to get told to me when I was a kid. I
Mm,
remember being 15 years old, and a lot of older ladies would come to me at the time, and I'm like, any experience in my life. Like, I'm 15. I can barely make my own life day to day, And it was always like I knew the words to say. And again, that's part of reading. That's the energy type work that I do. Like I can read, I know when the right words to be said are. I also
mhm,
know what is going to shift a change.
mhm,
And even when I didn't know it back then or wasn't aware that that's what it was, but it would always come out, and then somebody later down the road would have something to say. Like that
mhm.
impacted me in a different way. And I'm like, good. Take it and go do better. I don't know what I did,
Yeah.
but go do that.
Great. I'm happy to hear it. Thank you.
But I think it's just that divine wisdom. It's that
Mhm,
connection. And when we are that deeply connected, whether it's to each other or whatever, it's almost like you and your partner, you can think the same things and you can finish each
mhm,
other's sentences because you have that connection.
mhm,
And when you have that with universe, God, source, power, whatever you want to talk about it, then you're always going to have that space of love. Yeah, everything's intentional through that love that we talked about, doing things
mhm.
from that other place. And magic happens, man.
Yep, for sure. How do you define success?
How do I now define success?
Now define
Okay, great.
success.
'Cause it's
Yes.
not on paper. That's not how we look at things anymore. And for me, it's what kind of mom am I showing up
Mhm,
after everything at the end of the day? Am I satisfied with the person that I am as a mom? My kids are my everything. I am divorced, so my kids are what I've got, and I will do anything and
mhm,
everything for. And that is part of my success. I look at it from a business, so I kind of categorize success as separate things.
mhm,
Um, but it's how am I showing up overall? Am I satisfied with who I am at each of these levels in my business as a coach, as the CEO and having a team, um, as a partner, as a
mhm.
mom, as a friend to my kids, a friend to my friends? Do I feel satisfied in all these areas? Because that's my success at the end of the day.
Mhm. Okay. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
It's funny that this is the thing because my core values, I have 4 core values that I live:
Mhm,
ambition, personal responsibility,
mhm.
empowerment, and freedom. And they all connect
Okay.
to each other. Empowerment, it's that queen's energy. Like it's what's getting you in that space of that freedom. It's that I can wear my crown. I trust and know who I am. I believe myself in everything that I'm saying, everything that I'm doing, the place that it's coming from. And it's rising to the top with wings, crown, whatever it is that you feel you want, and holding that space of truth for yourself. And I feel like that is where I am. I can grab my crown back here. I can put it on and look the same
You
because
can do whatever you'd like.
but that's where I'm at. That queen energy. That's the strongest piece on the chessboard. Fuck the king. Like it's the queen. She
True.
can do more. She got
Yep.
more power than the king does. She just has to be the king. But it's that space of you put that crown on and you are just fucking magnetic, man.
I love it.
I don't know how else to explain that.
That's it. You did it perfectly right there. All right. We're going to jump into a little rapid fire section. So the next grouping of questions just to be 1, 2, 3 word answer type thing. Okay.
Okay.
What is your favorite way to celebrate?
I love ice cream.
Okay. Yep. We established that one. Soft serve.
Yeah, like the gelato kind. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
I got into that.
One word to describe your 2025.
2025 it was a wise year.
Wise year. Okay. If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
Queen. Like Queen's energy. Queen or angel, whatever you want, but being in that space. And what does that mean for you?
One book that changed your life.
The Emotion Code. You can see that one back there. That was a big one.
Okay. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would that be?
Queen.
I see a theme here.
Jeez.
What is it's just a little. What is one thing you love about yourself that is not related to your physical appearance?
My wisdom. And just being in that space of connection.
One word that defines the woman you are becoming.
Even more empowered.
Okay. That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I created a bonus question that I did not send you ahead of time. How do you define love? Both the kind you give and the kind you receive.
So that's funny. This topic came up with somebody recently. It's not, and love, no matter what, it's not that space of those fuzzy, warmy feelings. It's a divine space. Like, everybody's got a moral compass. You know when you're doing good, when you're not. So love is when you have that intention in there. To me, this is it. It's the intention behind everything. For whatever you're doing, whatever action, whatever service. Is it self-gain, or are you hoping somebody's going to see you do those? Or are you just doing it because, hey, let me support you. Let me help you wear the crown. Maybe you got it on your shoe. Let's put it back on your head.
Love it. If you were to introduce yourself to me without mentioning your occupation, where you're from, your ethnicity, your nationality, your religion, all of these superficial day-to-day bullshit markers that we use in life, how would you introduce yourself to me?
Can I get my crown? Should I get my crown?
Sure, go ahead. Go for it.
I think we're going to be like, dude, you get in her energy. She's the bubbliest person ever, because what everybody tells about me. You're always smiling. You're always fabulous. She's fucking queen. And if you're not wearing your crown, she's going to know it. And she's going to tell you right now, here's how you need to fix it. Everybody's king. Everybody's queen. Fucking wear your crown.
Love it. If you could step into my shoes, what question would you have asked yourself that I didn't ask you?
Oh my God. I don't know. I'm not you. I don't know, Brad. I don't like that. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. That's okay.
Okay, great. Thanks.
That's all right. That's okay. If you had the opportunity to sit, that just means that I did my job.
Okay, great.
Can't think of any other questions.
Fabulous.
There you go. Beautiful. I take that. I receive that.
Here's your crown.
Thank you. If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be and why?
I don't know. I thought I would have this answer for that, but the more that I look at people, I'd rather sit down with every single person. Like, I know there's not enough time for all that. But like Margot Robbie, like I'd love to sit down with her and talk about her and her Harley Quinn character because that's who I mostly relate to.
Okay.
Love Harley. But not from any other perspective than, girl, tell me your dreams. Tell me what got you here.
Okay.
And that's every woman. Like, you may not all be Harley Quinn. You may not even love her. I do.
Yeah.
But like, what's your dreams? What's your passion?
Okay. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Listen. Listen to the calling that first time.
Lastly, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your corner of the world, your tribe, your people, your queens, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart?
Be the fucking queen that you already know that you are. That is it. Just be her.
Love it. Maisie, thank you so much for taking and making the time to be here with me today. I've had so much fun. I have so enjoyed every moment of our conversation. As I knew this was going to be amazing. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for showing up and shining your beautiful bright light, for being here with me. I am grateful to call you a friend, to have you as a member of the Empowerography community. You are a beautiful bright light in this world. Keep on shining.
Thank you. And thank you for this opportunity. I can see a lot of where this friendship is going.
I love it.
I'm here to support you every step of the way, King.
Thank you very much, Queen. I appreciate you. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest has been Maisie Lovett. She is a trauma healer and holistic wellness mentor for high-achieving women who look successful on the outside but feel disconnected, depleted, or stuck in survival mode on the inside. Thank you so much, Maisie. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca, follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast, and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.